Hello everyone, and welcome to another installment of an oil change on a 2023 GMC Yukon XL Denali with a Duramax LM2 engine. And today we're going to be doing another oil change. We've hit another mile mark. I do like to change oil every 5,000 miles, but my business have been quite busy recently, so we're at 81,626. I was supposed to have changed it at 81,018. So, you know, we're about, 600 miles over where we would like to have been. So, but still, it's a 5,500 mile oil change. And to start off, obviously still going to be using the AMSOIL products. I'm sticking with the AMSOIL diesel oil, 0W20. Would appreciate any of you purchasing this oil using my links. That would definitely support this channel and this family. So I'll be using 7 quarts of the AMSOIL diesel oil. I'm using the K&N HP 1021 filter with the wrench top. That makes it easier to remove. And then we're going to be using Liquimoly engine flush, of course. So let's get this process starting. So first I'm going to take this cap off, place it on the rag, and we're going to start adding some engine flush. It's very important to flush your engine, especially your diesel engine, every oil change, to get all that soot, all that grime, all that buildup from inside the engine. I'm sure you have seen other channels breaking apart these Duramax engines, Mercedes OM642 engines, Audi engines, I mean, you name it, with all this sludge inside the engine because of these 10,000 mile oil change intervals, plus, no flush is done in between, results in a premature failure of the engine. So to prevent that, I'm doing the oil flush on every 5,000 mile mark. Since I bought this car, it's been getting one every 5,000. So I'm going to place the oil cap back on. The dipstick is in, and going to go ahead and start the engine and let the car run for 15 minutes and let all that grime get washed away by the engine flush. And we'll be back in 15 minutes. All right, so it's been 15 minutes. Time to shut off the engine. All right, and we're gonna remove the oil cap in preparation of our oil draining operation. I'll remove the dipstick, place it here on the side, and I'm gonna get onto the car and start draining the oil. All right, so what we've got here is a oil drain pan and the kind of like a flow protector pan. I highly recommend that to avoid all the splashes. A couple of dirty yellow rags, a few funnels, one for dirty, one for clean oil. And so I set those aside for later. And let's get this under the car. Let's get underneath and start draining. And of course, before draining the oil, make sure I put my hat on. I'll make sure that nothing gets in my hair. And I always forget to put the gloves on, so I'll do this proactively this time and get the gloves on before I get underneath the car and start getting into the oil plug, and then realize I don't have my gloves on, which I've done, I think, pretty much on every single one of my videos before this one. But today I am trying to be ahead of myself, get these gloves on. I got a 15mm for the oil plug, and I have the 1" for the oil filter. And actually, before we drain the oil, what we might want to do is get to the menu and put the suspension in the service mode, because I'm not working on the rack. I'm literally under the car. So I need to go into the vehicle and suspension, and we're going to put it in service mode. And so what it does, it turns this yellow light on that says that the air suspension is locked, so it's not going to drop on you while you're under the car trying to change the oil. How about that? So make sure to put it in service mode. Alright, so we've got the oil drain pan here. Gonna get at this bolt and first loosen it a little bit. Kind of turning around to get a better grip. Alright, we got the bolt loosened. Now we'll get the pan under. Start unscrewing it. And kind of push it in while doing it to prevent the spilling on your hand as much as possible. And as soon as I feel it is gonna go, I'm just gonna let it go. All right, it's draining all right. Draining pretty well. It's very liquid. I don't see any sludge, so that's good. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna wipe my hands. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the bolt a little bit. Set it aside. And then I think we're gonna go at the filter at this point. Alright, the filter is loose. So easy with the wrench top. And it's draining pretty well. Let's get this filter out. Put it in my aluminum pan. Like I said, it's very helpful, so you're not getting stuff on your concrete. Or if you have a really nice epoxy treated floor or polished concrete, I mean, obviously you want to avoid staining your concrete as much as possible. Just less wiping to do later. And meanwhile this is draining, I'm gonna get on top and pre-fill the new filter with oil. All right, we've got the new filter. And open up one of the oil bottles. So we have 7 quarts is going to go in the engine. You know, we're putting a little bit of oil in this filter to kind of prime it, so that way when the engine picks up the oil from the filter, it's not sucking in any, you know, air or whatever. So I want to make sure there's already some oil inside. Ready to go. So I'm gonna get under the car and plug that in. Good to go. All right, so we got the new filter here. So we're gonna plug that in. Make sure it's screwed on gently. We don't want to strip any threads. Wipe it down a little bit. I'm gonna reinsert the drain plug since we've drained a good amount of oil. And give it a wipe down. And pushing away the drain pan. All right. Gonna hand tight the oil filter and just like I usually do, give it a quarter turn using the wrench nut, and that's pretty much it. Just leave it at that. That's good enough. We don't want to go crazy on that. Just wipe down a few things here. It's always good to kind of, you know, assess the situation while you're under the engine, check for leaks, check your suspension, make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. You know, no weird leaks, no weird rattles, no nothing. So it all looks good here. It looks like we're going to be doing another transmission fluid change in 10,000 miles, so that's coming in about 2 months. So looking forward to put a you know, a better detailed video, because I've only done it once, and I did skip a few things. I wasn't able to film, so on this one I'll be more detailed. And let's go ahead and not to forget to tighten the oil plug. And we'll just make it snug. Nothing crazy, no torque wrench needed. All right, that's good to go. And let's get up on top and let's start pouring some oil in. All right, I'm back on top of the engine. We have plugged in the oil plug. We installed the new filter, and now we will go ahead and reinsert the oil dipstick. I'm going to go ahead and grab a funnel and we're going to start putting some oil in. And we added a little bit to the filter, of course. We do have 7 quarts, so since we've already done a number of oil changes on this car, you know, I have 100% confidence that I will not overfill it by putting 7 quarts, all 7 of them in right away. And as you'll see in a little bit, what we will do is start the engine and let it run about 5 minutes, and the oil and the dipstick will come out perfectly level every time. So at this point, this truck is about, I want to say 12 months old. So it's been almost a year that I've had it. It has 81,000 miles. We've done regular oil changes at every 5,000 mile intervals. We've done engine flushes on every 5,000 mile interval. I am adding a Ceratec friction modifier on every 20,000 mile interval. So that has actually increased the performance and responsiveness of the engine, especially on the turns. In a situation where you have to drop speed suddenly and speed up again, the transmission oil fluid from AMSOIL has significantly improved the responsiveness of the transmission and how it communicates with the engine in terms of the torque and the power transfer and all these wonderful things that I can speak for hours on end, but the only way to experience it is to click on one of my links, buy the fluids, and experience it firsthand. That's the best way. Remove the funnel, put the oil cap back on, and let's check the oil level of our oil. And what we have is a slightly overfilled situation. So what we're going to do is start the engine, let it run 5 minutes, and we should be finding it right on the level. Okay, I'm gonna start the engine. I'm gonna run it 5 minutes. And while I'm here, of course, I'm gonna go into my oil life and go ahead and reset that. So that's done. And I've changed brake pads on this truck twice already, and if any of you know how to reset the brake pad life, please leave it in the comments. I would love to know that, because for the life of me I have not been able to adjust that. You know, I have not been able to reset that. It doesn't let me. So again, you know, if anyone knows how to do that, I would much appreciate the help in the comments. Looks like we could add maybe 2.5 gallon thing of diesel exhaust fluid. And yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, so the engine has been running about 5 minutes. Can I go ahead and shut it off? And let's check that oil level. Wipe off the first one, of course. Let's get into it, and it's right on the bump, right on the mark, like just slightly right below it, but it's a perfect level. Looks good. So that was another oil change on this truck. Oil change at 81,656 miles. This is look at my handy dandy calculator. That's about oil change number 16 on this truck. So thank you for following me and the life of this truck. I'm gonna be obviously documenting and filming every oil change that I'm doing, every transmission fluid change. We are putting some new tires tomorrow at America's Tire. Currently, this one has Bridgestone Alenza AS2 tires. You could see there's still some thread left. This tire has 81,000 miles on it, which is amazing. You know, I am going to go ahead and replace them because it's been 80,000. So I do want, you know, a little bit of a softer ride on this truck. It's become kind of hard on these tires now. So we're going to put those on tomorrow and then let you know how it went in the next video. And we're going to be replacing some rotors and brake pads in another video coming up. The current pads have still life on them, so I'm not looking to change it in any few weeks, but it's maybe going to be several months or so. Again, thank you for watching. Please look in the description for the links to AMSOIL and Amazon links for the products that I use. Again, appreciate your support, and have a great weekend, everyone, and hope everybody stay healthy, and good luck, and best of luck and everything to your families. Thank you, everyone.